Today is the start of a collaboration that I've been planning in my head and trying to evolve ideas for about 10 years. And it's involving bringing musicians over from Ireland and collaborating with Māori musicians from Aotearoa. We've got 5 days to come up with about 2 hours of music, record an EP, make a documentary, so it's all go, and fingers crossed.
We've all studied at the jazz school. There's a local jazz school here, and yeah, by the time we'd finished our studies, we were fried. You know what I mean? There's like too cerebral. There's too many notes. Yeah, so we literally got together for about a year and just got a whole lot of covers together. You know, Bob Marley and some Otis Redding, and the plan was Finlay Quay, even after all, Ben Harper. You know, just to go and get some cafe gigs. Mm-hmm. And then while we were rehearsing, you know, we threw a few originals in. Yeah.
And they were like, we were just like, oh man, bro, we should be playing your originals.
Lads, meet Tola Custody, the infamous Tola Custody. Here, 4 days later, he's amped and ready for action. We're going to bring him to rehearsals now, get him a nice flat white on the way, maybe a steak and cheese pie.
It's never an easy thing to come in late on something. But I know everybody so well in this gig, except for the Trinity boys, of course. I mean, like, hearing them first was pretty awesome anyway. But then when you actually hear them apply their stuff, it's pretty, it's daunting and it's beautiful, and it's just like everything you could well imagine from meeting a group of people like that who have passion and who seem to just love what they do, and it comes off in everything you hear that they do. You gotta step up and do like they do. Match their passion, match their emotion.
Should we go and get a steak and cheese pie?
Oh man! Butter is butter, butter is Area 2.
Like Gru?
Gru on my feet.
So there's 3, is there?
There's 4, but I'm just saying if that made phonetic sense.
Came upon this sick land.
Oh, so you just translated?
Yeah, translated your lyrics.
Alright, okay.
So they arrived at this sick land, that's whenua mate. This language, you know, it's scattered right throughout the Pacific. You know, like you might go to Samoa and their word for house is vale or something, or Fiji is vale, and then but in Māori from New Zealand it's whare.
Yeah, or do you feel that music somehow preserves and conserves your culture? Do you think it's...
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that's the same with all of our cultures. It takes a snapshot of where we are now.
Yeah.
I mean, we almost lost the Māori language in the 60s and 70s. There was this time where there was a thing called the urban drift, where a lot of Māori were sort of, you know, living out in the provinces. But really, to get work and to get jobs, we had to move into the cities, you know. And you know, there was almost a generation where even my own parents, my mum's fluent in Te Reo Māori, but they didn't teach me because they didn't see
the value of it.
Yeah, well, they just said it won't get you a job. But we're finding a real revival now, and a real pride. And not just with Māori, you know, lots of non-Māori people are sort of realising the value in all languages, you know, especially with our kids. But I find that with each generation you get more and more acceptance. You know, my kids are 9 and 7, and they're just completely oblivious to,
it's great, isn't it?
You know, colour, creed, all that kind of stuff, and it's really warming to see that. You know, brilliant. There's a saying, what is it? He toi whakaari, he mana tangata. e toi whakaari e mana tangata. And it translates to where there is artistic excellence, there is human dignity.
Have you played one of these? Torino? No, I've played one and a half
Yeah, I was playing the ones you made me.
It's the only indigenous hybrid instrument in the world, so it's got the flute and the trumpet. So these are based on the shape of the whale's tooth. So that's a whale's tooth there. Okay. And these are quite often called nose flutes, which could be actually a little bit of a misrepresentation from early explorers, thinking that people were playing them with their nose when they're playing like this, right? You're playing like this. You can't tell what they're actually doing.
This is a joke on stage, you know, for the whistle up my nose and play it.
Yeah.
And and then I put it back in my mouth. People's reactions is like, quite fascinating. The size of the holes are so small. Like.
Yeah, and the spacing and the placement changes.
Can I hear that? Can I hear that?
There are some stories where they'd get melodies off the mountain ranges, you know, the surrounding mountains.
Yeah.
So you look up to a mountain and it'll go up and then come down, and,
Really?
and that's it's how they'd sort of say, well, this is where I'm from, and they'd put that in there. I think a lot of things were derived from nature.
These are New Zealand conch shells.
He's going to be a guitar tech. Because he said you.
Don't be disrespectful. Don't be disrespectful to our friends.
Yeah, I've learned a lot about song form just from these rehearsals, and especially with traditional Irish music. It seems like the melody and the lyric are really embellished in a really unique way, and that's been really eye-opening and ear-opening. So.
Fingers crossed it's all going to go well, but I've got a good feeling about it.